Hello and welcome to our video on Scholastic Learn at Home. My name is Corinne Kelly and I'm an educational consultant with SOIDA, one of the state ed techs in the state of Ohio. If you need to contact me after this presentation, my email is right here. It's Corinne, C-A-R-Y-N @soida.org, and I'd be more than happy to talk with you about any and all of the resources we're going to explore today. There's two websites that you need to be aware of that we're going to talk about today. Scholastic.com/learn-at-home is going to take you directly to all of the resources that we're going to take a peek at. If you Google Scholastic Learn at Home, it's going to pop up as well. These resources are normally paid resources that schools, districts, and states will pay for, but Scholastic has been kind enough to open these up through April 20th, 2020 as of right now. I don't know if that's going to be extended or not. But these are really fantastic resources. So check that out. Go to that website if you're going to kind of follow along. Another one we're going to look at is INFOhio.org. We're going to look at BookFLIX there and how to access that as well. BookFLIX is one of the resources being highlighted in Scholastic Learn at Home, but through INFOhio, Ohio teachers, students, and parents are able to access BookFLIX all the time without a paid subscription. So if that's one you really like, you'll be able to get that beyond this window where Scholastic has these tools open. If you are watching this video and you want to get contact hours, PD credit for watching it through the Ohio EdTechs, you'll need to go to ohioedtechs.org to fill out the form requesting a PD certificate, and then you'll need this link, SCHL, Scholastic, right? SCHL, and they do need to be all caps, right? So I'm just going to leave that up there for a second. Make sure you have what you need. You can always go back and get that later. And we're going to go ahead and head over to scholastic.com/learn-at-home. Okay, so you can see up here they've got a little bit about what's going on. Scroll down. They have some information for families, administrators, teachers, etc. Scholastic's got so many great resources. Come back and explore more later, but I want to show you they have resources for some different grade levels. So pre-K and kindergarten, grades 1 and 2, 3 through 5, and then 6 and up. Okay, so when you click on one of these, we're going to look at pre-K and kindergarten. All right, they are going to show you that you need to come in and set up this free account for BookFLIX and Watch and Learn Library. Those are the two Scholastic resources that the pre-K through kindergarten, and I think also actually the grades 1 and 2 are going to utilize these as well. But you can see that they've actually gone ahead and set up 5 days as of right now. They're going to be doing 3 weeks worth of these preset lessons. You can see here it says 15 more days. Or maybe they're doing 4 weeks. 4 weeks. 15 more days of thrilling learning journeys ahead. So. But they have the first week up starting today. It's going to be animal studies, the rabbits. Okay, I'm going to pop in and out just so you can see what the different ones are, what they have set up for the different grade bands, and then we'll come back and kind of dive in so you can see. Scholastic's really good about. Okay, so they're really good about making everything really easy to use, accessible. And their tools are really consistent, if you know what I mean. So like if you're comfortable using one, you should be able to go into the next one and find your way around. So you can see they are still using BookFLIX and the Watch and Learn Library for grades 1 and 2, but the content is different for those kiddos. Okay, so they've chosen different texts for them. So they're studying spiders in grades 1 and 2. And then when we go into the 3 through 5 grade band, they are utilizing some different resources here. So this one has got some different articles to read. I'm not sure what they're using here. We'll have to take a look at that. Okay, they've got some videos. They've got some high interest articles in there, and then grades 6 and up. They are doing some similar things. Some of them are the same, and some of them are different, but you're going to notice that actually looks really interesting. So we've got some articles to read, some things to explore, some videos to watch. Awesome stuff, okay? So I'm going to go into that pre-K through 5. We'll take a look at that rabbit study, or pre-K through 5, sorry, pre-K through kindergarten on INFOhio. You'll see where I got that grade band through 5th grade, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and click Take Me There. So remember, they have this on the page. The username is Learning20, and the password is Clifford. So when you sign in, and I'm already signed into this one because I've accessed BookFLIX so many times because it's one of my favorite resources ever through INFOhio. So that's why it didn't ask me to sign in. So when we go into the other tool, which is the Watch and Learn library, that's where we might see me logging in. Okay, so I'll make sure that we look at that. But BookFLIX, just so you understand how this works. So BookFLIX is ideal for your early readers, okay, beginning readers, kids that don't already know how to read. This is still perfect for them. So if you're like, you know, I've got a 4-year-old home from preschool and they're not really fluent readers yet, that's perfect. It's perfect for them. But it's kind of designated for that pre-K through 2, pre-K through 3 grade band. But I will tell you, there's a lot of high interest books in here. I'll show you the main menu here in a minute that you may still use with your older kids. When I taught middle school, I still use some of these books with my kids, okay? All right, so BookFLIX is a paired reading resource. Scholastic and Weston Woods have created these great videos of literary text. So in all of your BookFLIX pairings, they're going to watch a story and then they're going to read the book. Depending on the text, some of these watch the stories are higher reading levels, but they are being read to them, so it's not an issue. Okay, all of your texts that the kids are going to read will be books that are at a beginning reader level. And they still have the option of read aloud. So they can still have those read to them too. So it's really flexible. I love these because they're professionally narrated. Note I've got this read along turned on. Okay. I'll just let it kind of start. They're so well done. They really are. Here we go. So it's not like a machine, auto-generated narration. It's professional. Do you see them moving? Let me make it full screen here. So they've actually preserved the integrity and style of the original illustrations and illustrated, animated it in that style. And I love that because the illustrations of a book are so important. So when read-alongs on, the words come across the screen as they're being read. And then when you go to read the book, it's set up for the kids to read the book themselves. I'm going to turn the page. So if you want read-along on, there's a button up here. Okay? And you can zoom in or make it fit. Make it full screen if you want. There we go. Okay? And then you go through. Now, sometimes there are vocab words, and they'll be highlighted, and you can click on those, and it will give them the definition and read that definition to them. And then after your kids have read the story, watched the story, and read the book, then they can do this word match, fact or fiction. They've got all these puzzlers. And then if you were like, your kids are really into rabbits, you can dive deeper, explore the web. They'll have some kid-friendly websites, and then Meet the Creators has got a little information about the author and the illustrator. Okay? And these word match are great. Reading, needing rest or sleep. Did you see that's reading to me? Yeah, it's pretty cute. I'm going to click the little house up here. So there are lots and lots of these pairings. You can see, we can select a category, and then you'll be able to go through and pick the book you want to read. My little guy really likes Goodnight Gorilla. It's darling. But there's so many great books by authors, fantastic authors, and they're all different and wonderful. You're going to notice that some of them have this little ES ribbon on here. That means it's available in Spanish. Everything is in Spanish. The game, the story, everything is in Spanish. You can do a title search up here. There's a little search. You can turn on if you just need Spanish. You can flip that switch. It'll show you only Spanish ones. And there's a little book with an apple on it where you can go to resources and tools. And you can search by theme. You can search by award winner. You can search by length, Lexile level, whatever you want. And I will tell you, too, those of you that are watching their teachers are like, this is great. I'm going to use this even when we're back in school. You'll see that there's lesson plans for all of these. So if I click, I can come in here and search and get the lesson plan immediately. Or if you are already in this window, when you go up and click on the apple on the book there, and you can choose lesson plan. And it'll pull up the whole lesson plan that you can print. It's got assessments, before reading activities, everything. So this is a fantastic, fantastic, fantastic resource. So they'll watch the story and read the book. And then there's a video. And it's going to, it's going to ask me. Let's see if it'll actually play this. Even though I didn't log in. Look how cute. It's nice and short, under 5 minutes. And then you'll be able to log in here with that, was it Learning 20 in Clifford. Okay, so then you'll be able to access all of those videos. So it took me right to the one I needed. I didn't even have to log in to watch that initial one. But if you wanted to find some more videos, you could log in. And then they have an activity that your kids can do that's off screen in this case, where your kids are going to figure out how many of their jumps it takes for them to jump as far as a grasshopper or a frog or a kangaroo. So it's a nice little pre-K activity. All right. Let's go. I'm going to click on this main banner that's up here. That takes me back to the home page. Let's look at grades 3 through 5. Okay. So what they've done here, we're looking at day 1. Close this up. This is using Scholastic News. And look here, they've got the article, but Scholastic, again, is really great, offering you all the support you need. You can open it up in magazine view, English or Spanish. There we go. So this is what it actually looks like in Scholastic News. They can read the whole magazine. Isn't that great? English or Spanish, and you can also turn on text-to-speech. And you see I've got controls down here. I can slow it down. Okay. And then you can say, I want it to read on level or I want a lower level. So we have all kinds of differentiation options here. And then we can go back to the issue and look at the whole big thing, whole big magazine. And they have these awesome videos that support and talk about the topic. And then they have some additional articles. Read the article, read the article, read the article. Sometimes they have stories. They're really putting a nice emphasis on those nonfiction texts because it's so important to be able to read those, think critically throughout them. They've done a really nice job here integrating some literary options as well, here and there. So that was 3 through 5, and then 6 and up, 6th grade and up, not 6 years old and up, right? Same kind of setup. All right, but it doesn't look like you're going to need the logins for everything. Just for those early learning resources. So the other ones, they're just open. It's not requiring a login at all right now. Okay? So these are fantastic. Like I said, as of right now, they're going to be available through April 20th for free. And I'm going to show you how you can access BookFLIX all the time for free if you live in the state of Ohio. I do know other states purchase these as well. So if you have something like INFOhio that supports teachers and parents and students in your state, sometimes libraries have subscriptions as well. I'm going to go to INFOhio.org. Now, BookFLIX, let me just check this before I lie to you. Yes. Okay, so when you come into INFOhio, you're going to notice these grade bands. If you click on a grade band looking for BookFLIX, you're only going to find it in 3 through 5 and K through 5 because it is a pre-K through 3 resource. But like I said, it's got some nice high-interest text. It even has some that I think are great for some high school topics. If you're studying the civil rights movement, it's got Rosa by Nikki Giovanni, I think, and Martin's Big Words. And there's just some really nice texts to support some of those things. And, you know, high school kids still like that. They may tell you they don't, but a lot of them still do like those picture books, especially when they have beautiful illustrations. So don't let that limit you. If you're using this with older students and you think that you coming in and clicking on that grade band is going to put them off, instead of clicking on the grade band, you can click on all INFOhio resources, and that will get you BookFLIX as well. Now, if you are in an Ohio school, you will not have to put in a username and password to use BookFLIX, but when you go home, you will. So if you don't know your INFOhio username and password, feel free to email me. My email was at the beginning of this video, or you can contact your school library media specialist, and they will probably be able to help you, or your technology coordinator or curriculum person would be able to get that. But if you can't get it, feel free to contact me, and I'd be happy to get that for you, okay? A lot of schools have their own unique passwords instead of you having to remember INFOhio's. And the cool thing about the school passwords is they don't change. INFOhio's will change every couple of years, but your school password does remain the same. So I'm going to click right here on BookFLIX, and it's going to take me to that same place, all right? So INFOhio.org, you can get BookFLIX all day, every day, no matter what. But the rest of those resources, as of right now, are available through April 20th, 2020. Please, 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 if you have any questions, feel free to email me. I'd be happy to talk to you about these fantastic tools. You can tell I'm a big fan of them. I hope we see you again in another video. Thanks so much, and bye.